Hey YouTube, what's up? It's Scott Kazan. Finish off that Goku that I made last week. He's been in here, and he still looks really good. So I think the bag definitely preserved it really well. It hasn't lost any luster, and the balloons are a little softer. It definitely lost a little bit of air, but it's still pretty good for at least a couple days. So now that we have this, he needs a body. Okay, so the first thing we're doing is we're making his chest. So I'm going to do 2 4 to 5 finger bubbles, and then you can let it go. And then you attach another balloon at the second joint. You make a pinch twist. So then you're going to add the blush. That's going to be for his chest. So that's what you got. 3 balloons going in 3 different directions with a pinch twist. So back to those first 2 balloons that you sized up is when you're going to twist the balloons in together. So I'm putting a pinch twist then in the middle just for security reasons. I don't know. Pinch twists are just really helpful. I always like put extra pinch twist. So I'm just securing everything, make sure everything's not gonna like slip out or undo. And then I'm adding another pinch twist just to really lock it in. And then I'm now bringing one balloon over to the other side to finish the circle or the loop. And I did the back kind of flat weave style, and honestly I should have done the front flat weave style as well, but something told me to go this way. So you could do flat weave on both sides, but I was scared he was going to look too skinny. So that's why I did the weave with the extra balloon in the middle. And now I'm making his neck, which is a 4-finger bubble, pinch twist, and another 4-finger bubble. I'm going over to the other side. And I'm going to break off the rest, and I'm going to use that piece to go over the middle. Okay, so you go over the middle and to the other side, twist it in. And I went back to the middle just one time and then broke it off. Okay, so now we're starting the weave. So what I'm doing is I'm threading a balloon, one of the balloons, into a small bubble and having them meet. And then I'm going to start the weave. So I'm just going to bring one of those balloons over to the next joint. And then we're going to keep going around and around. And I would kind of taper it lower and skinnier, like, try to make his waist a little thinner than his chest. So try to make each balloon a little bit smaller than the last level. And also always take the balloon that has the longer tail when you're going around and around. This way you could try to get the most life out of each balloon. So if you know you're running out, you got to switch and go with the longer one.
So yeah, we'll just keep going around and around here. And we're going to go about 4 levels, I think. Just 4. And then we're going to start the waist / lower torso, which is very challenging. Wasn't easy. Okay, so when you get towards the end, just put a pinch twist on each side. And that looks good so far. Okay, so I'm just adding another balloon to that middle part. Breaking off that small one because it's done and adding a new one. All right, so we're trying to have all these balloons on each corner meet in the middle. And just try to make sure that it's even on each side as best as you can. And then go back up to the each side. Now, this isn't like the set method. I mean, I had a lot of problems. It broke a lot. I had to backtrack. I had to like re-solidify it. So just keep tinkering with it. So yeah, I'm just going back and forth, and I'm just trying to introduce each balloon to each other. That's what I did with the back, where I just eventually those 2 balloons that were going back and forth met in the middle, and then I brought them both down. I'm kind of trying to make pockets for the legs, places where you could stick the legs in. So I originally thought I can use just one 360 for the leg, and also that balloon there was I overdid it there. I had to break it because it didn't look right. And then because I broke that balloon, something else eventually broke in a couple seconds. So I had to add another balloon. So what I ended up deciding was the best to do was to put the 2 360s. I'm sorry, one 360, but then split it in half and just tie them together so you had a thicker looking quad muscle. And then you ran that one balloon up through the center area, and then just kept it there for now. And same thing on the other side. Just try to make the legs as even as possible. Stuck it in there, down and through the bottom and then out the back. And the balloon popped on me. And the middle popped on me too. Had to go back and re-solidify everything. And also, there was a little bit of gappage in that little pocket, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that you could see through there. So I had to add another balloon in the front. And then I just went down the back, and under his legs. And it looks much better now. All right, so stick the legs back in through the bottom and then out the back. And something else broke. The leg broke. I had to add another leg. And now with those extra balloons, you never break them off until you're 100% sure you're going to be done with them, because you might need them. I'm just tying everything through and trying to solidify it and secure it even more. The two pieces of the legs, I'm going to introduce them and tie them into each other. And then break off the excess. Or actually, I'm tying it in there. You see how I'm doing that? It kind of looks like a butt. Yep, just like that. Break that big piece off. And it looks like a fishy. A really weird looking fishy. Okay, so now we're adding another 360 to the hip where that pinch twist is. And we're going to go down to that spot, roll it through, and then make a pinch twist, because you're going to need to tie the feet into the pinch twist. And then come back up and then find the spot that you think is the same length, break it off, and then stick that piece inside the middle. Just make sure it's not too long and not too short. And of course, do the same thing on the other side. So pretty much the legs are 4 360 balloons, or 4 quadrants, I should say. And yeah, I'm just going back around just to use that balloon instead of breaking it off. All right. Not bad. So now we're making the arm. And with 2 balloons, you're going to tie one balloon into the shoulder, and you're going to tie the second balloon about 4 inches down, or 4 fingers down, for the bicep. And then you're going to go back up to the shoulder and back to the elbow. That's how you're able to make 3 quadrants with the 2 balloons. And it's a little bit more efficient that way. And then you're going to do the same thing for the forearm, where you'll go down, up and down, to the elbow and into the wrist. You could break off the rest. And then, the picture is the really fancy hand, which is amazing, but, that's an extra step. You can just make a generic, balloon hand, which is what I did. I made a balloon fist, and listen, the hands look great, but you could skip it if you have to. If you have time to make the hands, go right ahead. And that last balloon that I'm making is the thumb, or supposed to be the thumb. Okay, so you do the same thing on the other side. And oh, by the way, for the elbows, I put 2 pinch twists. I feel like 2 is a little bit better as far as managing to manipulate what direction you want the bottom arm to go in. And then for the other side, because he's holding a staff, I just did 2 loops. And obviously, I was rushing this design, so if you really want to make it perfect, you would do 3 loops. But 2 loops is good enough. And then that last piece is a thumb. All right, now we're getting his head on his body. This is a big moment here. So you're going to take that piece that came from his nose and you're going to, as tightly as you can, just tie it in. This way his head doesn't wobble all over the place. You know, I like stability in my balloons. I don't like wobbly heads because the wobbly head could eventually fall off or, you know, just fall way out of place. So just get that head on there as tight as you can. And if you have time, you could fix the back of his head and add more hair. But, you know, like I said, I'm lazy. And now for the foot. You make 2 bubbles for the white balloon and you just go around with the blue balloon. It's very, very easy. You do the same thing for the other side. And I am putting a pinch twist. And then with the 2 pinch twists, you just kind of roll it into each other and tie them in and then get them all situated. And now for the belt, I'm tying 2 black balloons together and then making a pinch twist for the back of the belt. And then I'm trying to just find the middle and tie it into each other and then make another pinch twist. And then try to make each side of the belt, each extra piece even. And yeah, I'm pushing the belt down, trying to get it in the right spot, trying to get it so it won't wobble or fall out of place and move up towards his chest. We wouldn't want that. And the last few steps would be to make his wrist bracelets. And actually he has like, his shirt is actually a shoulder straps kind of thing. And that's going to be the next thing I do, the next 2 things I do. And then I'm going to add his tail, which is a little silly. I've never watched Dragon Ball, so I mean Goku is an awesome looking character, but I'm not obsessed with him, you know. But I'm like, he has a tail. I didn't know that. But anyway, guys, there it is. That's the tutorial. I know it was hard to follow. I know there's a lot of cutting. But hey, I really think I'm doing you guys a favor. I mean, I got a 40-minute design into 20 minutes. Okay, I cut out all the fat. So, you know, if it's going too fast, rewind it. If you can't keep up with it, pause it. If you need to go slower, then take your time. There's no rush. Watch it, then make the balloon with me. You know, otherwise, I mean, it's hard to say. This is an advanced design, but look at the payoff. The payoff is worth it. Well, there he is, YouTube. It is Goku. And the body was a disaster. Very hard to make. Not very hard to make. It's just nothing I'm used to. Very unorthodox type of stuff. Especially for the legs. That's really the only part I had a problem with. I'm sure the legs look fine. I know the legs look fine. But in my head, it was just like, what is going on? You know, I don't have a set method of making the legs. So I got it done, but the way I got it done was just kind of mashing it together until it came out. I mean, I just mash. That's what I do best. So this is a special request to Mert Elevations DJ, my friend, and he asked me more than once to please show him the Goku. And he's like, I'll give you any amount of money, just name your price. So that's what led me to do it, because somebody really wanted it and he said he would hook me up, and I haven't even charged him for it yet.
I'm probably going to tell him whatever he thinks he wants to give me will be good enough because, you know, I don't know. How do I price this type of stuff? Give me $500, Mert. No, I'm kidding. I don't want $500, but, you know, whatever you feel like it was worth my time and how much time I spent on it and how much time it's worth to you that you learned how to make just a ridiculously cool design. And thank you now, Osaka, for being an inspiration to the community and continuing to make unbelievable, really cool designs because it's very motivating and it's very inspiring. And without him, this design wouldn't look the way it looks. It might look good, but not this good. All right, guys. See you next time.